Hello and welcome back to Glossop Wild Camping. It's a beautiful, sunny, very hot Friday evening and I'm on my way up towards Kinder. Again, I'm walking all the way from Glossop, so I'm a little bit limited as to how far I'm prepared to go, to be fair, because I've got to get back in the morning and be back in time for a lunch date with some family. The plan, anyway, is to head from here up towards Mill Hill. From Mill Hill, we're going to go over to Ashop Head, where we climb up like we did in the video with Steve from Hengist Wild Camps. And not far from where you climb up there, follow the path to the right. So I guess that's the south side of Kinder, I'm not absolutely sure. But it's the path that eventually would lead to the downfall if I stayed on it. So I've seen a spot on the Ordnance Survey map, a clump of rocks, quite away from the main path, so shouldn't be disturbed, and hopefully the ground is good for camping. This is part of the excitement, really, is to find out when I get there if it is suitable. Thankfully I do know that there's plenty of other suitable places if what I've saw on the map isn't conducive to camping. Hopefully on camera you can see the little shooting cabin which I'm heading for right now. From there I'll basically go slightly right, and then hopefully there's a path that kind of goes straight up from there to Mill Hill. I've drawn it as the crow flies, a straight path. However, you're not able to tell from Google Maps the actual topography, so I might have to meander a little bit, but that's the plan anyway. Can I have that house, please? Can I please have that house? Middle of nowhere, amazing. There's a helicopter coming in the distance. Looking down on Glossop there. Looks like quite a big place from here. It's not huge, to be fair. This structure here, let's zoom into it. So that, I believe, is a grouse hide There's a lot of grouse shooting that goes on around these moors. In fact, I was just scared by two of them that were just off the path and do what they always do and make that loud noise as they fly away and make you jump out your skin. Thanks grouse. Cheers. So we arrived at the shooting cabin. Now the question is that water source still flowing? Because I was hoping to be able to get a top up. Oh yes, beautiful. Need to find a spot where it's flowing though, because that has got bits of grass and all sorts and algae in it. I'll have a look further down the hill and fill up. Over in the distance we have the summit of Harry Hut. And the path I'm on at the moment will meet the main Pennine Way path, which is coming up Tunel Moor and over towards Mill Hill. So we just met the main path here, the Pennine Way, and right in front of us, which is just that away, is the summit of Mill Hill, and then we can see the Kinder Plateau over there to the right of it. And I'm not sure if it'll come out from here, but I'm going to zoom in, because on top of there I can see various rocks, and I think one of them is a target place that I've got in mind. Onwards. Summit of Mill Hill. So over on Ashop Head, which is where I'm about to head to, I can see a couple of Piopoli at the top. Hopefully the people are going home now. I've just seen one other person. To be fair, it's the only person I've seen on the walk so far, so hopefully there'll be some peace and quiet up there tonight. So I started the walk at about 6 o'clock. It's now 7:45. I'm thinking from here to where I'm going to set up camp is going to be, should be less than half an hour. Oh, that climb up there is fairly steep and takes probably longer than you think. But hopefully the next time you see me, I'll be all camped up. So that's the cairn at the top of Ashop Head. I'm on the main path, and I've seen a little sheep path here or whatever that goes up to some rocks. So I'm going to have a look at these rocks and have a good scout about, and the criteria for tonight, as it is for every camp, is seclusion, beautiful views, and if possible some rock formations as well. I've just been having a mooch about, and there's quite a few folk up here tonight, camping I reckon. Bumped into two fellas who told me they were and had a good chat with them. I think it was Tony and Mark. So hello to you two if you watch this video. Nice to meet you. Hope to see you again on the trails. So I found this spot with this fantastic shaped rock here, which I'm sure I've seen people photograph before. And I'm thinking just literally here. It looks pretty flat. Slight undulations, but nothing I can't cope with. So let's sit up here. There you go. Not a bad spot at all. The wind's getting up. There's still people around. I can see folks on the rocks over there. Hopefully fairly far away. So if they're noisy buggers, hopefully I won't hear them. You never know. You never know. Sadly, the sun seems to have gone in. A lot of cloud around. It's definitely windier now than when I first arrived, but still lovely and warm. The wind's blowing towards the back of the tent here, so we've got it pitched in the right direction as long as the wind doesn't change. I think this tent should be fine in winds from most directions, to be fair, but you are supposed to pitch the back of it into the wind. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. So, it's time for a brew. Wondering about a drone flight, I'm not sure. I'll see what it looks like at sunset. And if I don't get a drone flight, I'll at least take some sort of time lapse. Well, it's nice to be all set up. In a minute I'll be getting brews and getting some food on. And then I'll show you what I've got for tea. I'm sure that's of fascination to you all. You should be fascinated in my life. Come on, come on. No, come on. It's an interesting life, surely. In truth, it has become a lot more interesting since doing this. This is definitely a bit more out there from what I'm used to over the years. I'm kind of a fairly safe person, but every so often it's really great to go for an adventure, and this is always an adventure. So, I'll show you what I've got for tea, shall I? Oh, and well, one of you was asking in the comments last time, I think it was Olan, you were asking about whiskey. Tonight we have a whiskey. So the whiskey that I've brought tonight is one I've never tried before. It's a 10-year-old Speyside sherry cask. It's cask strength as well, so it's quite strong. I think it's 56% alcohol, so it's going to need some water. But I bought it purely upon the tasting notes, so we'll find out what it is. It's an unusual one. It's made in a more old-fashioned way, which I'll try and explain a little bit more later. So on the menu tonight we have creamy classic chicken tikka masala from M&S Food. Once again, I'm being posh tonight. To go with that, same as last time, beautiful pilau rice. For snackaroonies, Pot noodle, chili chicken. Oh, it's dirty, dirty. But I love them. Walker's baked. Again, we're on the last, I think this is the last packet of the cheese and onion now. And again, for another snack, good old Heinz tomato soup. Now, in a minute, we're going to play a game. And this game is called What's Bri Forgotten Tonight? Welcome to another episode of What Has Bri Forgot Tonight? So tonight, Matthew, I shall be forgetting and have forgotten my head torch. Yeah, that's pretty crucial. Thankfully, I do have this very bright LED light that I'm used to inside the tent. That will use in an emergency if I need to find my way anywhere. Plus, I've got the light on my phone in an absolute emergency. What else have I forgotten tonight? Oh, coffees. Yeah, no lattes. No lattes for you, Bri. No cappuccinos. No, none of those either. You're having tea. That's all you're going to have, Bri. Tea. Thankfully, the tea I have brought is lovely. Vanilla rooibos tea. So, I ain't going to squeal too loudly, but I must admit I will miss the coffees, especially in the morning. Hey ho. And on with the show. The gift of a brew. So, I've had a little bit of a change of gear tonight, with it being summer. So, the Rab Solar Eco 4 sleeping bag has been replaced with this cheap and cheerful Mountain Warehouse Microlight 500. Got an extra long one. This says comfort 11 degrees C, extreme -6. I don't think it could compete in -6, but hey. And look at the price. I think I can't remember how much the Rab was. The Rab was well over £100. So there you go. £60 reduced to 35. What a bargain. And here it is. So again, it's a sort of mummy style sleeping bag, narrows at the bottom. We've got a nice hood here where I can put my pillow. So that's cool. And then the only other thing I bought is a waterproof jacket, a really sort of light one, probably one that I would sweat like a pig in, but it's just there for emergencies, and it just rolls up into a little ball and saves me quite a lot of space in my bag. See, the colours are beginning to change out there. I'm hoping some of these clouds will clear just to reveal a beautiful sunset. Okay, just reading from the notes on the website about the whisky. Wormtub 10-year-old, batch 2. First of all, no, this bottle has nothing to do with wriggly pink bugs. That's a relief. Wormtubs are classic bits of distilling equipment, and the distinctive, heavy, robust flavours they create are prized by whisky fans. Yet those long, copper-coiled tubes housed in cold water in a large vat are sadly too rare these days, as many favoured more modern and efficient condensers. They're the vinyl of the whisky world. I like that. This expression takes some beautiful whisky that was at least 10 years old from a distillery in Speyside that uses worm tubs. They re-racked into first fill sherry casks before bottling. It's bottled at natural cask strength without any added caramel for colouring. So I'm going to get this poured out into my plastic cup. I hope that's not going to ruin it. But I'm also going to add some water because I think I said earlier that it's cask strength, so 56%. It'll be too strong to get the flavours and the subtleties of it if I try it at that strength, so definitely going to water it down. I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, let's see what we've got in terms of aromas. Smells very sweet. You often do smell really sweet. Definitely getting the sherry from it. Wow, that is really distinctive. I love sherry. And there's an oakiness to that as well, so that'll be the barrels coming through. I don't think there's any sort of other fruits or anything. There's a sort of raisiny note to it, definitely a raisiny note. Right, I'm going to add a bit of water and then I'll come back to you with a taste. Okay, down the hatch. Well, not down the hatch, but let's take a sip. Oh wow, yeah. Takes a little while to develop because there is still a fairly strong sort of alcohol flavour, but once that's out of the way, I'm getting the wood, I'm getting the sherry, I'm getting slightly Christmas pudding kind of flavour. There's a slight, it's not really bitterness, it's a sort of, it's like the sourness you get from rind, like lemon rind or orange rind or lime rind. It's probably more orangey than anything. And it lingers well and it doesn't burn when it goes down. Obviously I've watered it down. It might be a different story without water. That's a joy. That is a joy. I'm really, really, really enjoying that. There's no peat or smoke at all, which I expect within a Speyside. They're generally a lot more delicate generally. Sheep agrees with me. I'm really enjoying the woody note from that. The wood and the sherry are really coming through far more than the last one, the Tamnavulin, which I've now finished, by the way. I think I prefer this to the Tamnavulin. It's much nicer. I'm not brilliant at identifying flavours really. I'm not the really subtle ones. I can get the obvious ones, no problem. But for me, that's wood. It's sort of oaky wood, I guess. Sherry, Christmas pudding, slight sort of vanilla, slight brown sugar. I say this with a lot of them though. This is why I'm thinking I'm probably not that great at it. Anyway, all in all, that is really, really nice. I'm going to enjoy that. Again, I'm going to be very careful not to have too much. I want to be nice and fresh in the morning. I don't want to sleep well. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably do a couple more scenes where I'm just walking around the tent in the darkness, take some photos of the beautiful lights out there, and after that I'll sign off and I'll wish you good night. And I'll wish you good night in the usual fashion which you've come to expect on Glossop Wild Camping Channel. A slightly odd way. I've just had my last little walk around the tent. I've enjoyed a little bit of whiskey. It was very, very nice. I've been listening to one of my favourite bands, Talk on my headphones. Fantastic. Just the retro nature of it. Just the 80s just comes back alive. I remember the 80s being a very, very happy time for me. And yeah, it's sad how the passage of time goes by so quickly. And all you've got left of those times is just connections in your brain. That's the only way you can access them again. Weird, isn't it? Anyway, let's not get too philosophical. So the time is, let me just check my phone. It's 11:40.
And it's time to go to bed. Little boys like me should be in bed at this time. It's not good to be up late. No. Otherwise you'll not get your beauty sleep, and then you wake up really ugly.
And I wake up really ugly, and so I do whether I get sleep or not, so makes no difference. Anyway, talking absolute crap for some reason, so obviously it's time for bed. So I will sign off now in the usual way. So I want to wish you all a very good night. Hope you're enjoying the video. See you all in the morning. And yeah, that's it. Oh, I almost forgot. Don't have nightmares now, will you? Please don't have nightmares. You don't need to have nightmares. These freaky eyes don't give you nightmares. Surely they don't. Surely not. Surely not. Good night. Sorry, seriously. Good night. Good morning. So, it's supposed to be cloudy today. Let's see if that translates to being clagged out on top of Kinder. Let's find out together. Oh, good. Nice and clear. Excellent. Excellent, eh? Yeah. As I'm sure you will have seen already on the video footage and the photos, the cityscape last night was amazing. The lights were pretty clear, and from here you get a very wide field of view. Again, you won't be able to see it on camera, but I can see Jodrell Bank telescope. Again, fabulous. What a nice start to the day. I've heard voices already, so walkers are already out, and it's time is 7:15. This morning I woke up to the sound of a skylark at 4 AM. Good morning, mushroom. Again, a beautiful sound, but woke me up. And then it was the usual power nap waking up every half an hour or so after that. So again, not the best of sleep, but I'm growing used to it. Time for some breakfast, and I need to relieve myself. Well, it's just approaching 8:45. We're all packed up. Managed to get a little drone flight in despite there being a fair bit of wind. Got a few warnings when I was flying it saying strong winds, try and land, but I did a bit of a flight. Unfortunately the clouds mean it's not quite as striking as I'd have liked, but anyway, there's Mushroom Rock. That's where I was. You know the score. As always, we leave no trace. Around, there's no pegs left that I can see. Little last recce. So all you got is some slightly flattened grass, and that's all you should ever leave. Right, time to go back. Just walk down and join the main path here. And the plan today is, rather than going back past the shooting cabin, I'm going to go past I'm going to down and over the summit of Harry Hut, past Wormstones, and hopefully get some nice pictures and footage on the way back.
Fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Well, I'm on the home straight now, and Glossop is just behind me. Probably another maybe half an hour, 35 minutes to get back home from here. Hopefully there's not too much wind here. It's very, very gentle breeze. Another amazing camp. Kinder is very, very special, and that place I found last night was just, I think, perfect. I don't think I've found a more perfect place to camp ever. Right next to a really interesting rock, pretty much hidden from view. You can see it from the path at a couple of places, but most people are kind of looking ahead at the path and not really looking up to the right or up to where the rock is, where I was camping. So very pleased with that, and the views of the city lights and the Cheshire Plain was spectacular, the best I've seen. So I'm going to take this opportunity to thank you very much for subscribing and for watching the videos and commenting and liking. I really appreciate all of that. I'm just about to roll over into 100 subscribers, which is wonderful. I have to confess I'm not that worried about, you know, popularity or subscribers, but it's nice. It's nice to sort of meet people on the channel, in the comment section in particular. So just thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Hopefully I'll be with Tim next time, but the aim is to have at least one, perhaps two wild camp videos a month. And while the weather is so good, I'm getting through quite a lot of camps. So stay tuned, stay safe, God bless, see you soon.